All right, so I got a question for you, Jen, because your jaw dropped when I said
That was
they could be a
insane.
top three team or even top one. I'll die on that hill. Brandon said they were a top four team. Not even debate. Not even a debate.
And
You said it is a debate.
Yeah.
So realistically,
Let's get into
when
that.
you look at the top five teams in the East, does Brooklyn stand in that?
we have to see him put it to practice first before we just nonchalantly say you don't know basketball if you don't have Brooklyn in your top four. Look, I think the theory of this team is really nice. It looks nice and it sounds good with Seth Curry and Joe Harris. But I was saying it before, both of those guys are coming off of ankle surgery. And take it a layer beyond that, Joe Harris in the playoffs, he's had games where he's disappeared. Seth Curry, while he's one of the best shooters of all time, he's basically a black hole on the defensive end. And he's not really providing a whole lot of value outside of that. So this Nets team, in 3 years, has had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving for 44 games. Now, I know KD had his redshirt season, but in 2 years, that's 22 games. Now, I know Kyrie had he wasn't available last year to start the season because he didn't get vaccinated. But Kyrie Irving's injury prone. Kevin Durant can't play 55 games as number one, 40 minutes a night just to get this team into a top four spot. It's just unrealistic. Brooklyn last year started as the number one seed, but his body at his age, while his game should age gracefully, when you're 7 feet like that, man, all those lower body injuries can just pile up with that type of workload he's given some nights.
Wait, I don't know. I don't know about Justin. And if he wants to clarify just real quick, because I want to attack some of John's points. I'm not saying they'll even be a top four team in the regular season record wise. I'm saying talent ability and where they can be in the playoffs, they are a top four team, and that's inarguable.
But talent's not enough in the playoffs. Every team's talented. What is going to take over the
top? Who else can compare to a Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and a Ben Simmons on talent level?
Well, ask Boston. I went last year.
Okay, that's one team. Name me another.
Yeah, but that's a team that has a ton of talent.
Time out. Let's really go into that.
Do the Bucks not have talent?
KD or Jason Tatum?
I'm taking Jason Tatum.
You're shot.
Wanna know why? Kevin Durant might be a better player, which I think. But if I have an NBA team, I would rather have 75 games Jason Tatum than 55 for Kevin Durant.
We're not talking.
But that's how you have to look at
this. You're being slick.
Availability and durability account, and what is the better player?
You're being slick. You do this. You're being slick. I asked you a direct question. Who's better?
But that
in the playoffs,
that's not what it comes down to.
I don't care. Forget the regular season.
Kevin Durant was terrible last year in the Boston series.
Who's better? Who's the better player?
Better.
Kevin Durant has more talent. Yeah, is that what you want me to say?
Okay,
but that is not enough in the NBA playoffs.
Stop there. That's one. Kyrie Irving at his height of powers or Jaylen Brown?
Okay, Kyrie is one of the three most skilled players in the league. I'm not discrediting that.
Okay, let's keep going down the line. Ben Simmons or Marcus Smart?
Honestly, I would rather have Marcus Smart.
Okay, I mean that's kind of a closer one, but
look at what Marcus Smart brings as a leader, a communicator. He is not soft. I'm not trying to call Ben Simmons soft, but I question his mental fortitude. I don't question Marcus Smart's toughness. When he's hurt, he's playing through that. When Ben Simmons is hurt, he's not playing. If his back hurts, if he has to undergo back surgery, he's not playing through that. Marcus Smart is.
But again, we're projecting here. We're projecting. These are all hypotheticals. We're all hypotheticals.
No, we're basing this off what we've seen.
Anybody can go down. Anybody can go down. LeBron was an Iron Man for 17 years, and he went down. Anybody can get injured. Anybody at any given time. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Marcus Smart, Ben Simmons, everybody can go down.
LeBron James.
We're projecting.
I understand. LeBron James was 35 years old, coming off of 8 straight finals appearances. That plays a role in the player breaking down. So we're not comparing that to Kevin Durant.
I'm not arguing that point. My point was that people get injured and it can happen at any given moment. Because LeBron's wasn't even, he got injured on a play like he came down from a dunk. It was a freak accident. Somebody dove into his leg going for a loose ball. That can happen to anybody on the court. Anybody. Nobody's. So
that was after LeBron's groin injury.
Again. I want to get to the points that you're saying. So if we're saying that they've got the two best players on the court.
They don't, though. They do not have the two best players on the court. No, Kyrie Irving is
Just
not better
said
than
that
Jaylen
KD
Brown.
and Kyrie are better than LeBron.
You only evaluate talent, and I'm telling you, in the playoffs, that is not everything. Because when Jaylen Brown is locking up one of those two guys, it's not what it comes down to. There's more than just skill ability.
But okay. All right, fine. Forget about Boston because I consider
You
Boston
have to
the
look
best
at the
team in the East.
cohesiveness
Forget
of a
about
unit.
Boston because I
You
consider
have to
Boston
look
to be
at coaching. You're not even taking into account Ime Udoka, who was one of the best rookie coaches we have seen, who got his team to rally after starting below 500 and took it to the finals. Steve Nash, in terms of X's and O's, has proven nothing so far in the NBA. He is there to mediate.
Okay.
So how you only gonna look at talent?
Can I go? Can I go?
Go for it.
Okay. Forget about Boston because I agree Boston's the best team in the East, okay? Let's go to those two teams that you named when I was making my points when we first started. The Toronto Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, you throwing them in there, and I'm sorry. I think at the end of the season they won't even belong in the same sentence as the Brooklyn Nets.
That's what I'm saying. And, all right, let me get this out, please. Toronto Raptors and 76ers, you said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John, the Raptors, like, you really think the Raptors have a chance of even competing? They're not even in the contenders, okay? No, don't nod your head yes because they're not. This is a star-driven league. Name me their superstar.
You want to know what it's also? It's a matchup-driven league. If Boston has the matchups for Brooklyn, then so does Toronto. Toronto right now is basically deploying Project 6'8", Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes going to his second season, Gary Trent, Fred VanVleet's one small guy.
Name me the NBA Finals champions in the last 20 years that didn't have a superstar besides the Detroit Pistons.
There is none. But
exactly my point. So why are you talking about the Toronto Raptors like they legitimately have a shot at being champions this year?
Is Nick Nurse a top 3 head coach?
Okay,
that does. All right, I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Leonard anymore?
Let me please. I'm gonna
go ahead
because Brandon's making all the points for me. He's just saying everything while I'm thinking it. When it comes to the Raptors, dude, if you don't have a star, you're not going anywhere. You can
Pascal Siakam made an All-NBA team last season.
He is not a superstar.
He's an all-star.
Scotty Barnes is developing as well.
You over the hump. There's so many. I'm looking at Miami. I'm sorry, the Raptors. The Raptors stand no chance. They won't take them to 6. They won't. They won't.
You're massively underrating how far an elite head coach and a top 10 defense takes you in this league. Okay. Name me the playoff teams outside Golden State in 2020 that missed the playoffs while being elite on that end of the ball.
Does Miami not have a top 3 head coach and an elite defense?
That's why I'm high on Miami every season.
Player?
In the postseason, Jimmy's a superstar.
That's what we're talking about, John.
But we don't know what Scotty Barnes is going to be.
That's where the money's made.
Yeah, I'm saying we don't know exactly what Scotty Barnes is going to be in year 2. If he takes that offensive leap as a self-creator, Toronto's going to have 2-star
right
players.
Now with you that Scotty Barnes is not a superstar by the end of this season.
I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but can Scotty Barnes, by the end of this NBA season, when he's healthy for next postseason, be a top 35 player, similar to Anthony Edwards this last season?
Is Kawhi Leonard walking through those arena doors anytime soon in Toronto? No,
I'm afraid not.
So they're not doing nothing. I'm sorry. They're not.